brief tutorial on how to use Garageband in the recording studio to create a podcast. All right, first thing, you want to make sure you have your headphones on and that you have your Yeti microphone set up directly in front of the computer, about a foot from your speaking voice. Make sure the mute button is off in the back and the gain is set to 12 o'clock. All right, and you open up Garageband and it'll bring you to everybody's podcast they have. Always save your podcast as your last name and then the assignment name. Okay? I'm going to go to podcast template because I've created a template that optimizes using the Yeti microphone. First thing you want to do is save as and put your last name. Fitz screencast. What that does is save mine as something else so I don't lose the podcast template. But right now everything in the template is set up to do a good recording of your voice. You'll see that the input source is a stereo Yeti microphone. You want to make sure the monitor is off, and we have sort of male basic recordings going on here. Then you simply come down here to where it says record. You should see the green up here kind of bumping forward, but you don't want it like going way too much. You can always adjust your volume some if you need to. But speak in a nice, clear, really slow voice when podcasting. It is almost impossible to tell you how important it is to speak clearly and articulately, especially when saying words such as, "You are definitely beautiful." Speak in a loud but clear and confident voice so that your readers and your listeners are able to process exactly what you gave them. When you're done, stop the record button. You can go back to the beginning and you can check to see how it sounds, but it's important that you see these waveforms. And the waveforms don't want to be jumping up all the way to the top and bottom. That means your volume is set too loud. All right? And once you like it, what you need to do is hit share. Okay? And then send the podcast to iTunes. And from iTunes, we can make sure it goes to the students playlist. From iTunes, we can make podcasts with it. Where it says compress using MP3 encoder. Audio settings for the musical podcast. Then I simply hit share. All right. Then you see it opening up and there's your podcast over there. Now, with this podcast, you can then upload it to SoundCloud. You can use archive.org, all sorts of things. So, hopefully that helps, and hope you have fun in the recording studio. This is another Fitz screencast. I hope it helped you.